This is our casting area. And again, I'm showing you this partly because it may be something you would want to do as a senior project. It's been done where students did some aluminum casting that way. What we've got right there in front of you is the sand that we have. And I'm going to try to walk you through some of the steps that you've seen in the video about casting, where the guy is casting a single piston little motor, but this is, we'll do something different. So I'm going to show you how it's done here and how we would do it, and you could do it if you want to do a senior project. Part of the flask, the coat, or the drag. No, this is the coat. It's in on a board because you're going to take your pattern. Let me show you a pattern here. The pattern has, one side has some pegs on it. The other side has some holes corresponding so that when you put them together, they fit exactly together. You take the one that does not have the pins in it. Okay, let's do something a little more exotic. You take the one that doesn't have the pin in it, and put it on the bottom of the board, backing board that you're going to use. This is a Canon, by the way. And then you take your sand, and it's a good idea to sift it, at least first. Create some good sand off to the side. You know where it's going to be. You load this with sand all the way to the top. Pound it in. We got metal rammers. You saw the guy do it. He used his hands a bit. He used just a stick. It really doesn't matter if anything fancy like this. I think these were made because they could. Then you jam that all the way in there. It's totally full up to the top. Then you take it and you flip it over. What you're going to get is this thing that you put in there. That was plugged out, but I forgot that I put that in there. Your wooden part of your pattern is at the top of the sand. It's created that pattern. Let's assume that all of this vacant area is full of sand. Then you take your other part of your pattern, in this case the top half of the cannon, put the drag in place. Now on the video, the guy had little pins, like little nails that he lined this up with. It's got to line up perfectly after we take out the other part. Put more sand in. Actually, before you did that, you notice you put some talcum powder. We got all kinds of stuff to put talcum powder on the parts before we put the two together. Pack this with sand. And at this point you can put in the pipes that will be the sprue and the riser. When it's fully packed with sand, you take it apart. Only this time and now this is going to be up there, actually like that. On the top, you pull these guys out, and what's left is the sand, as you saw in the video. You then can cut runners from the sprue and riser areas into it where it's going to be. We got all those kind of tools. You've taken all, you have your cavity now inside the sand. You take it out, and then we have a furnace that we melt aluminum in. It's got a ceramic crucible, and you pour your aluminum in there the same way the guy did it in the videos. So if you wanted to do that as a senior project, I was going to be offering a class in casting, but unfortunately, I believe the low enrollment has been due to the COVID issue and the fact that it would not be a lab class. Just as soon not run it if you can't actually get out here and melt metal and do some stuff. Okay, that's what we have here. Casting, aluminum casting.